trying to talk to a lot of my clients that are real estate, mortgage, even chefs and hairstylists, people that have their own personal brand and how important it is. So you already started, right? We've done a couple of touch points for you, your business cards, your postcards, things like that. You've been very consistent on social media, which I think is an amazing aspect of your business. And you have a really cool nickname, Zorro. Like I didn't know. The first time I heard it, I was like, "Who's Zorro? Who's coming to this meeting?" I don't know what's going on. But well, all those small things that you do, like, how do you feel like that has set you apart? Like, say your brand apart from other realtors in the area.
So it's so first I'm definitely blessed, and I know I'm ahead of the game just because my last name truly is Zorro. So
Nice.
that kind of like and that was one of my fighting points. Like I told my husband, you're wonderful. I am not changing my last name. I refuse to, just because it was such a cool name.
Right.
And it's just always a conversation starter. Like you can't help it. It brings memories of Antonio Banderas, or you can't help it. So it's, for me, I always liked it because it was like an icebreaker. If I felt nervous or something, just saying my name. And the nickname actually came around in high school. I was part of the JROTC, like the Marine Corps military program. So that's how you called everybody by last name. So it just stuck. And as I kept going, and then when I became a realtor, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna use this. Like we're gonna use this as much as we can. When it came for branding, I think it was like in different stages. Like when I first started, I used the name, but I was still like a little bit shy about it. But what I did is that even when I started working with you, so shameless plug to Pixel Graphics, but when I started working with you, I knew that what I wanted to brand, I knew that at the time, because where I was,
Right.
it was going to be pricey. And I knew that because I knew what I wanted, I knew the quality that I wanted. So
Well, it's an investment.
Yes, it was an investment, but it was going to be, like I said, the different mindsets. At the time, what I said was, okay, so let me save. Like, I didn't just say, oh, okay, I'm going to get some crappy cards and then just kind of get that. No, I just refused to get any cards.
Yeah.
I refused to get any cards, so it would push me. So then when I was ready, because I said, if I brand it the right way the first time, then I'm going to be okay.
Right.
So then when the mindset was like, okay, so now I'm ready to make this investment, then it became a steady. So then it was like, because I always say, if you're going to invest, like, you have to make it for the long term because it's your brand.
100%.
So
you are your own business at the end of the day.
Exactly. So I said, whatever my business card is, I want it to look great the first time.
Right.
So then it doesn't, like, if you Google or anything, it's not going to look different consistently. It's just going to be the same one. Maybe it's just different, like, accreditations or whatever, but it's going to stay the same. And that's what I did. And even when I invested my second portion for my postcards, what did we do? Same thing. There was other people that would, say, oh, I'll do this. And I'm like, no, I want to stick with my same brand.
Right.
So even the investment, like I said, it takes money, obviously, to invest in yourself. But I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. The quality, and that's the one thing that I would say. It's when you're going to invest with like cards or postcards, do it the right way the first time.
Right.
Even if you have to save a little bit more, I think if you do it the right way the first time, there'll be a lot less edits, and you'll just continue. You just look more, I think, polished.
Yeah, and you start setting up the foundation for long-term success, because if you do it right with just the smallest thing with your business card, you already have an image that you want to achieve. You start thinking how to make sure that's consistent long-term. I've worked with a lot of realtors, and they're like, oh, just give me a template, give me this, and then it's then I want to do a templated postcard or whatever the marketing piece. By the time they get to their own brand, they're like, I'm so used to utilizing other people's stuff, I haven't thought about it yet, and I don't know what to do. So it's like you're kind of like prolonging the process of really building your business.
Agreed, because like I see a lot of different advertising. We'll just leave it at that. Different advertisement, and these are expensive advertisements. But you can see that they didn't put any effort into it. So I don't understand. I said, you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars a month to brand yourself, and it looks, with all due respect, like something that my daughter would have created or less. Right. And it's incredible to me because I'm like, this is your brand. You think that people are just going to say, oh, well, that's the person I see, and okay, take time. And that was one of those things that I was like, no, if it takes longer, that's fine, but I want to be branded the right way.
It's a little bit of patience. It's a little bit of patience. It definitely is. And I know even in terms of the creative process, it takes patience because, I say this all the time about being a creative, is that when someone comes to us with a problem they need a solution for, most of the times we're shooting darts in the dark. We're trying to capture something that's in your head. and try to make it look exactly how you want her as close as possible. And it's not always the easiest task. So it does take a little bit of patience, clear communication, and just being able to answer the questions as to who you are, who you want to be, and what you want to look like. It just takes a little bit of time to develop that. You know, it's not something you should rush through at all. I mean, it definitely takes a little bit of time.
Of course, and take advice. Like that would be another thing. Like I always say to each person their own professional, even with my hairdresser, which I miss dearly right now, like most of us. But I would always,
My wife did my hair, so we're looking good.
I know she did good though. She did. Now her own new side hustle. Like, listen, we got you.
Let her know.
But that's even with her, when I tell her, I would show her a picture like, listen, I kind of like this, and she'll go, well, I like it, but I think it should be a little darker because of your skin tone and this. And I'm like, okay. And I don't argue.
She's the expert.
Because I know this is her craft. I said, this is the way she does it. The same thing with when we started working together as well. Right. I said, this is what I want. This is what I like. And it took us a few, but I also let you get creative. Because I always feel that, especially in a creative field like, you know, hair or marketing, or I want to still give the person their freedom to say what it could be. Because even if you think something extra that I'm like, all right, that's a little bit too far, or something, then it's okay, because at least you were able to express it. And right. I think that sometimes we're just so focused on what we think we want, that if we opened our minds and really like gave the opportunity to, you know, the masters or the people that are really into it, you might be happier with their product than what you could have thought of. Because she could have given me that hair color and it would have been fine, because obviously that's what I wanted. But then she does something different and everyone's like, oh, your hair looks amazing. I'm like, oh yeah, I know. You know, so, it's kind of like that same.
I think the biggest part is for realtors and mortgage people is people in your industry is, what is the message you want to convey? Do you want to convey that you take shortcuts? Do you want to convey that, you know, you're just taking anything, putting it together, or you want to convey that you care about your image down to the smallest minute point? I know it's a stretch for a lot of people to think that way, but it's your corporation, your business, your Nike, your any other brand out there. You just one man show at the moment, so you build your team. So you have to think about it in those terms.
I think that's extremely important, because it's in those small details that make it. I have so many people that come through my office and go, oh my God, I love your business card. And I love that, because I knew how, for me, it's like, I know how long it took me to get it that way. I knew that I wanted rounded edges. I knew, like, all those small details that I knew that I wanted, that I'm glad that they appreciate it, you know? And I think, yes. And I feel that people will appreciate it when they realize that you value them enough. I invest in that as well. And I think they enjoy that, because they're like, oh, wow, she valued me not only just to meet with me, which I know many people don't do, but that's always so important to me. And well, you know, given this whole distancing thing, but I'm still trying. But even like, oh, wow, she gave me a gift and she just met me. So I think it takes it to that different, like, okay, yeah, she's branding, she's doing certain things, but it's also like she cared enough that she didn't give me the cheap card from XXX, you know, magnet place, and she actually gave me a card with good stock. Right. And that was always big. And everyone that meets me, it's always a big joke. Jose, I can hear pings from I think it's from your phone.
Yeah, it's a group chat. I have my MacBook connected to my group chat.
Got it.
10 friends on the group chat, they don't stop.
Okay, got it. Yeah.